Hey everybody, welcome back to the Vibe Guide. I know I ghosted you guys. I'm so sorry. I know it's been like 2 months since I did an episode. I just had to take a break for work and and I also felt like I didn't have anything to say. I honestly, you guys, those last couple months at home, I felt like I was just self-destructing. Okay. Now I feel like I have a lot to say. I just It's something about that damn town, y'all. And I hate to say anything. It's not the town, but it's just me. It just sucks the soul out of me. I just have to keep it moving. I cannot stay there for that long. And I remember I had a psychic tell me, it's probably when I first got back. And he was like, well, I feel like you're going to be there for a chunk of time. I was like, a chunk of time? I'm like, what the fuck do you mean a chunk of time? Because I thought I was just going to be home for a second and then I was going to be popping back over to Denmark. My nursing license was going to be approved and I'm boop, 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 bye on a plane back to Denmark, living my best life in Europe. No. So basically, yeah, that psychic was right. He was like 2 years. And I was like, oh my God, 2 years? I'm going to die. And I feel like this past month, I was like getting close. You know what I'm saying? Self-destructing, self-destructing. So, welcome back, you guys. Um, what has been going on? So the last episode was like Tennessee, um, and all that stuff. I can't even remember back. I feel like it was a lifetime ago. Also, shout out to Jorge. Like that was just like the most attractive man I've ever seen in my life. Like honestly, and this episode's about rejection. Okay. So, you know what? Jorge made me feel like I still got it because that man was so attractive. Oh my God. I have never seen anybody like that. Water polo play, because if y'all know water polo players, like their bodies are insane. I was so insecure in myself. I was like, how do you look like this and why are you over here talking to me? Girl. Anyways, but this episode's about rejection. This episode's about what's been going on. And yeah, I had to think about that because I was looking back to see when the last episode was, and I was like, "Oh my God, Nashville!" I was like, "Jorge, aw, hope you're listening. Hi, hit me up when you break up with your girlfriend of 8 years or whatever she was." Like, God, guys are just such dogs. Anyways, so what's been going on? So I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm at this cute little hotel. I'm just like feeling alive. Okay. There's something about a fucking hotel that has just like resurrected me from the grave. Okay. From the self sabotaging grave that I put myself in. Okay. Cause I was hooking up with exes, drinking too much, making bad decisions. I mean, honestly, it was bad. So I'm in this cute little hotel. Well, it's not little, it's a big hotel. And I'm just like already feeling like life is better. I'm just like, oh, thank you, God. First of all, thank you, God, for this job. I love my job. And first of all, I'm so grateful every morning I wake up for my peaceful life because that was another thing that got ripped from me the past couple weeks is like my peace. And you have to be careful about who you let into your life because they rip your peace away from you so fast. Oh, and I'm just like so grateful for my peace. I'm grateful I don't have bombs going off in front of me. I'm grateful I have food and water. I'm like, literally, can we all just take a moment to like give thanks? Like, honestly, we're so blessed and so lucky. Thank you, God. You know? So, anyways, that's like truly how I feel every day for real. Even like in the worst of times and when I feel like shit, I'm like, I don't care. Like, at least I have a peaceful life, you know? Like, damn, that's the bare minimum. So, yeah, I drove down to Greensboro. It's a funny story this morning. Okay, so back up last week, I wrecked my car. That was such an irritating situation. Okay. I'm not even going to get into the whole thing, but basically the day before, I was like yoga, Caroline. I was doing yoga. I was doing a sound bath. I went with my brother's girlfriend. We had a wonderful day. And I'm like Zen Carol, right? Next day, wreck my car. And I'm like feral fucking Carol. Okay. Literally told that state trooper where he could shove it. flick the police officers off. I mean, I probably look like I literally want that dash cam footage so bad. So bad. I probably look like a wild animal. I was fuming, fuming because from my perspective, the whole accident was caused by police officers and they didn't want to take accountability because nobody got a ticket. Shocker. So, anyways, I'm not even going to get into all that because it was just so bad. And oh my God, I was so petty, y'all. I forgot I even said this. At the very end, the police officer was like, state trooper was like, yeah, I don't need anything else from you. And I was like, ditto, bitch. Why am I like that? This is my thing in life. Don't ever disrespect me. Okay? Don't ever disrespect me. For like, just don't. You know what I mean? If someone brings an ounce of disrespect to me, I cannot control myself. And it's like just triggers me so bad for my dad. Like, honest to God, it is like this whole episode is about core wounds. Okay. There is something about a man with a chip on his shoulder with an ego so big. You want to talk to me crazy? Have you lost your fucking mind? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just turns me inside out. I turn into a feral animal. Like, I really do. I cannot control myself. I was like, arrest me. Go ahead. I don't fucking care. Cause like you're gonna learn today. Like I'm out of control. I just cannot stand that. And that police officer came in with the ego, making up for something very small, obviously. Oh my God, it was horrible. It was so bad. The other people were like, "Oh my God, do you know him?" And I'm like, "Fuck no, I don't know that guy." And they're like, "I mean, well, you must remind him of his ex-girlfriend or something because he came in gunning for you." And I was like, "And I know." I was like, "What the fuck? What is going on right now?" So I'm going to defend myself to the end. I can tell you. Don't go there with me ever. So that was just trials and tribulations, sweetie. It's this and that. It's the other. It's just Feral Carol was out to play. So that happened. So then I got a rental car. And I got a rental car for work, not because of the accident, but I, anyways, they gave me a Toyota Corolla, which no shade. You know what I'm saying? If you drive a Toyota Corolla, but like, yeah, that was not going to work for me. So I'm driving up to Richmond. I'm like driving up to Greensboro this morning. And not only is the car just like not going to work for me, I'm just kind of irritated with the car. I'm like, I hit a black crow, like a crow on the way. I kill it. I'm like, ugh. I can't even remember the last time I hit a bird in my life. And I'm like, let alone a crow. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm like, this is a bad omen. I don't know what this means. I'm like, this bird like had a death wish because I slammed on brakes, I beeped the horn, and that bird sat there and took that Toyota Corolla bumper to the head. Like, and y'all, I get so upset. I cried. I said a prayer for the bird. I was like, please God, I hope it was an instant death and like that bird didn't feel any pain. It breaks my soul. Like I cannot. I will literally get in a car accident over hitting an animal. Like I really will. My mom yells at me all the time because I'll like scream and I'll slam on brakes. Like if you know those little blackbirds that fly and like swoop down, and, like they're like gonna hit your car, but then they don't. Well, I like slam on brakes and I like scream and I'm like, ah, I want to hit the bird. And my mom gets so upset. But anyways, so I hit the bird and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. So I call Enterprise, shout out to Enterprise. And the lady on the phone's like, yeah, yeah, just come by. Like you need a bigger car anyway. We just didn't have any. And I was like, oh, sick. Okay, I'm coming in. So then she's like, so then I talked to this other guy at the front desk and he's like, so why do you need to return the car? And I'm like, well, honestly, I hit a crow this morning and I feel like it's like a bad omen, so I just don't want the car. He looked at me like, you're joking. And I'm pretty sure he said that. I think he said that you're joking. And I was like, no, like I'm dead ass serious right now. And he was like, oh, for real? Like for real? Like you're for real? I was like, I'm for real. Like what other options do I have? And he was like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like we have a Nissan Altima. Like here, I'll come show you. So I ended up with like a new Nissan Altima, which is so nice, by the way. And it feels like very nostalgic because that was one of my first cars was a Nissan Altima. And for those that remember, I used to have to put the screwdriver in the thing to get it out of drive and reverse. And that car used to just like shut down. If I was stopped at a stoplight and I tried to hit the gas pedal, my car just like wouldn't go. How many times did I get that car towed? How many awkward encounters did I have with a tow truck driver because I had no other way to get where I needed to go? So here I am driving from Richmond to Fredericksburg to with a tow truck driver. And I'll never forget the one time the tow truck driver texted me after and asked me out on a date. And my dad thought it was the funniest thing on the fucking planet. And I'm like, this is you put your daughter in a car with a tow truck driver and now he's asking me out on a date. Like I should go out on the date and I should marry him so that you have to watch your daughter marry the tow truck driver. Okay. No shade to tow truck drivers, but like he was crusty dusty. Okay. I'm like, what the fuck? So, anyways, I got a new car, drove to Greensboro, and I've been thinking about doing this episode about rejection, right? But I'm like, it's like shameful a little bit. I'm like a little embarrassed. Like, no one wants to talk about how they got rejected, and like, especially not this situation because it was from with a guy from 5 years ago, and it was like super toxic, and he never deserved my time to begin with. And then it's like, here we are again, and now I got rejected again. So I'm like, you know what? I don't really think I want to do this. So I just don't. And then I listened to this podcast. It's called Her Best Life. Her Best Life. And it's these two Australian women, and they're a little bit older. I think the one is 50, and I cannot even believe it because she looks amazing. I'm like, how is she 50? She's no way she's 50. So there are these two Australian women, and they're just like, it's a very similar podcast to mine, like where they just kind of talk shit, talk about their life, and like share if it's for entertainment or it really helps you, whatever. And they were talking about kind of something similar about she had a situationship and it just like really impacted her and she got really tearful and kind of upset talking about it. And because it's like one of those things where it's never good for you, but sometimes you're going to have to get out of it on your own time, on your own accord, like and then your friend sitting there telling you like, babe, you're better, like you don't need this guy, like he's not the one, it's not it. And we're like, we know, like, but like, fuck, I can't get away right now. Just like, I don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? But I'm going to have to go through this the way I'm going to go through it. So I just felt for her, man. She was like really emotional about it. I'm just like, oh God, I remember being in that cycle so bad. Like this time, it's not like that for me, but I still wanted to talk about rejection. The time before with this same person from 5 years ago, it was brutal. Like I empathized with like what this woman was going through and like how she was tearful on the podcast because I was just like a mess. Like I had never I mean, I just had like this cycle of just like anxious attachment, like scared to death to let anyone go. I don't know why, really. I still haven't figured that one out, but well, no, I have figured that one out, but that's for a whole nother podcast. I'm not gonna talk about me and my dad's fucking issues day in and day out. Just not. But like this anxious attachment to men and thinking that you know you can help them and like you can change them and like if they would just see and then it's like you're falling in love with like the potential of a man and like not what they're really giving you and like all these things like been there done that. And so the first time around 5 years ago, like it really stung, it really hurt. Like I remember and I wrote everything down in my journal. Girls, men, whoever's listening, if you are in a situationship that is toxic or you're dating someone that is toxic, write everything down because our brain does this funny thing where we cover shit up when we feel safe. We're like, oh, you think back 5 years, you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. I mean, what did he do? Like, you can't quite remember all the things, right? And then I opened my journal the other night and I read everything and I was just like, oh my God. I forgot about that. I forgot he did that. I forgot he did that. Oh my God. Oh my God, Caroline. Like I forgot about all these things. And so it definitely hit me different when I read my journal entries the other night. And so thinking back to that time 5 years ago, like I can feel how I felt, like I can feel it, but I couldn't remember every little thing. You never do. But I felt it. I just felt like all that anxiety and that toying with me and like, the ghosting and like, but then asking you out on a date, but then being an asshole on the date or like talking about an ex-girlfriend on a date or canceling last minute or asking if I wanted to go do something and then all of a sudden I can't go. So now you ask some other girl to go with you and like all this stuff. And then every time now you live down the road and like now I can see every car that's in your driveway, every single girl that's coming through the woodwork. Like it's somebody different every single day. And like you got a problem. Like I don't know. It was like all this stuff was coming back to me when I read those journal entries. But basically, um, I'm like trying to figure out if I want to make this story time or not. Cause I'm just like, can really gloss over all this stuff or I can get into it because I feel like I kind of have to because like it doesn't make sense if I don't. But basically, what happened 5 years ago was that I chose to move on with my life and he was still playing games and like whatever, ghosting me and then coming back and ghosting me and coming back. And I allowed it for like 6 months or whatever. That's about as long as it was. It was about 6 months, which I thought it was longer, but it was only 6 months. It felt like 5 decades of my soul was just shat on, you know? And anyway, so I quit my job as a nurse and I moved and I just booked a flight out to Hawaii. And for those that know me, that's where I met my ex, um, Sebastian. And that relationship was just like one of my most cherished relationships. It was one of my healthiest relationships I've ever had. It was so nurturing for me in my life like at that time, coming off the heels of like this person who treated me horribly. And Sebastian just like really just like wrapped me up in just like so much care and love and just like was so attentive to me and it just was like a magical time in my life, like from top to bottom. It really was. It ended, and we're still on good terms. Like we're not in each other's lives. Like we're not friends on social media. Like we don't communicate, but it's not like there's any ill will or anything like that. And anyway, so right around the time that me and my ex broke up and I'm in France, then all of a sudden I'm like these guys like have fucking ESP. I feel like they have ESP. He's starting to creep back in. Oh, when are you coming home? Never. How about that, motherfucker? Never. And I meant it. I meant it wholeheartedly when I said never. But they say never. Because what did my bitch ass end up doing? I had to come home. I had to come home. So now here I am back in this hometown, and here come the messages in every now and then. I'm assuming whenever he broke up with whatever girlfriend or she broke up with him or whatever. Granted, I hadn't seen this person in 3 or 4 years at this point, so I could care less. You know what I'm saying? It's like a random DM here and there. You want to get dinner? No, I don't. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, okay, I deserve it. Sorry. Da da da. Like little conversations like that. So what happened is I think I just caught myself at a vulnerable moment, a lonely moment. Humans need connection. We need it, and I've been single for 2 years and I'm around all these like families all the time and like all this stuff and it just like makes you miss that or like want that. You know what I mean? So in comes like me self-destructing, me self-sabotaging myself because I'm just like miserable in this small town and like my travel job can't come soon enough. And it was just like a swirl of things. I feel like it was a perfect storm. And so all of a sudden our timelines lined up. We started communicating and that as soon as we started communicating, I knew. Like I just knew in my soul. I was like, I'm going over there tonight. Like there's just no way that I'm not. Like I just knew it. Like there was just no doubt in my mind. So go over there, whatever. We have a nice night. And, as you guys can imagine, like the communication started again. I started to feel very anxious. So that's a big red flag, you guys, for women that need to know these things or men. If you're feeling anxious around somebody, they're not your person. Like I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, that anxious, like doing yoga, like trying to just like move the energy because I was feeling so anxious. I was feeling so nervous because this person had caused me so much turmoil before in the past that I was just like, I cannot even believe this is happening again. Like, and not in a good way. Like, I really didn't feel that great about it. But there was still this piece of me that was like curious. And I was like, maybe because this is the bottom line. We have chemistry, there's attraction. We have fun with each other. We laugh. It's easy. It's light. I don't know if we're compatible. I would venture to say no, just because like we've never given it that full shot. So it's like you don't really know, but I would venture to say no, we're not very compatible. And So that's like a big piece, right? The compatibility piece is a big piece. But like all the other things, it's like, so it gets a little confusing, you know? And 5 years later, you're like, well, maybe, maybe. And I feel like he's the same way. It's kind of like all these things jump back into your mind and into your heart, and you're like, oh shit. Like now what do we do? We open the fucking door again. Like, do we just close it or what do we do? So a few days goes by and like we're just communicating and whatever and texting. And like I said, I was feeling pretty anxious just because of like the unknown nature of it. Like, I just feel like I'm like, I don't know where this is going to go. And I just don't trust this person. So, basically there was a conversation and he called me just to like give me a heads up and like, he's like, hey, listen, I want to be honest this go round. Like, I know like I fucked up before, but like I really want to let you know that like I'm dating someone. I want to be honest about it. He's like, I'm conflicted. I don't know what to do. Like, I just cannot believe like this is happening. Like, I would have never thought in a million years that you would have given me like the time of day. And I'm like, same, same. So I'm choking on my own bullshit, honestly. So basically, that conversation led me to believe like this is kind of like what the anxiety is that I'm feeling because I'm like, it's not gonna work. So, anyways, we had a pretty decent conversation at that point. It was like, let's just leave it at friends. Like, let's pump the brakes. I'm like, okay, like, fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I jumped into your life. You allowed it, but like, I did jump in and like, it just is what it is. Like, we just have a history and we just have chemistry. And it's just like sometimes what it felt like, y'all, is it felt like I like touched fire. It felt like I touched fire. I got burned. And now I'm just like backing all the way up. And I'm like, had been backed up. And I'm just like in another state. I'm just like, boop, bye, 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 bye. That was scary. Wait a minute. Because the way my peace was so disrupted for like 6 days, y'all, like it was insane. So anyways, and I'm trying to be like respectful, obviously, of this person because I'm not trying to like put him down. I'm not trying to put all his business out there, but like a story is a story. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it was confusing after that because he said one thing about like, let's just be friends, but then it's like the communication is happening morning, noon, and night. And I'm like, okay, this is not how, like, this is confusing. So instead of like being my usual self of like rushing to be like, all right, like I'm over it, I'm done, bye, which I ended up doing anyway. But I was like, you know what? Let me just like see how this thing dies because I'm always rushing things and like it's just gonna die on its own. Like, let me just shut up and just let it fall out the way it's gonna fall out. So like Friday comes around and I'm like, all right, this is kind of like the end all be all for me. Like, if you don't make any attempt to see me in person, to like hang out, like nothing on a Friday, and you're got nothing else going on, that's it for me. You know what I mean? Because now I know, like, I just know what it is. I'm not going to be like your little texting buddy. I'm not going to be doing that. I don't care. I'm not going to be waiting around for you to figure out whatever you need to figure out with this girl. No, I'm blocking you. I'm going on with my life. It was a blip in time. I'm moving on. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. Like, it was like Friday night, like nothing was going on. And he just was like texting me. And I just got fed up. By the time I got home, I went out to drinks. By the time I got home, I was like, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm going to block you. I'm just letting you know. I'm like letting you know up front because I'm not a shitty person. I care about your well being. I don't just want to block you and because I do feel like that's kind of immature to just like drop somebody like that. And like, I wouldn't want to be dropped like that or like blocked. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of hurtful. So I just like gave him a heads up. So it was like panic ensued. And it was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. And I don't know what that was about. I feel like that was just like a panic moment of like, you don't want to lose me. It's like, you don't want me, but it's like, you don't want to lose me. Like, you don't want a relationship with, like, you're not scared about losing me because you already lost me. Like, you said you wanted to be friends. So, like, I was rejected on Wednesday. We're now at Friday. You know what I mean? So it's like, that kind of pissed me off because I was just like, this is your bullshit that you can't handle. I don't know how to help you. I don't really care to help you. Like, You can't have, it's very selfish. And I think I said that. I was like, you're being extremely selfish. You cannot have this girl that you're dating and me at the same time. You just cannot. This poor girl has no idea, first of all, which is shitty. Well, maybe she does. I don't know. And I'm not going to do that. You're not going to do that to me again. Like, it's just not going to happen. I'm going to move on with my life. So I don't know what the panic was about, but I'm a human and I have empathy. And I was like, he was like, well, just wait till tomorrow. Like, just sleep on it, just sleep on it, just sleep on it. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just sleep on it. The next day, he comes in, let's just be friends. I'm like, this motherfucker, you really think you are running the show, don't you? You really think that? Like, okay, all right, yeah, let's just be friends. All right, I'm gonna block you now. Okay, bye. And like that's literally how we left it. Little did I know that I was gonna have to unblock him 2 hours later to set a record straight about some bullshit that was going on behind the scenes. So there's a conversation with one of my friends and she's just like, I think you guys just need to like talk. Like I don't like understand. Like you guys have feelings for each other, you have chemistry, you have this and that, and like I think he's just scared. I think you're scared. I don't think y'all have ever really had a conversation. Like why don't y'all just have a conversation? And I'm like, listen, I think you're right, but I don't think it's the right person. I was like, but I do feel a little bad and there is something about it that feels unsettled. So let's just see. Like maybe. And I was like, but I need his number because I blocked him and I don't have it. So can you send me his number? And she's like, sure, sure, I can send you his number. So at this point, I'm like treading lightly and I'm just like still contemplating. I'm like, I don't think I want to. I'm not going to say anything. Like, let's just let it die on the hill that it's on. Like, there's no point. And then the situation happened. And I had to call him because I had to get some information and understand what was going on. And so then there was a conversation that was had and I felt much better about it. um I don't know about him, but I felt much better about it because I felt like I could just lay it out and be like, listen, it's like we're doing it or we're not doing it. Like we're having a go at it or we're not, and basically it was just like the same thing. And it was like, I asked him point blank, like, are you scared? And he was like, yeah. And for me, when he said yes to that, I just felt like this is why I can't do it. Cause like I just don't operate from a space of fear. Like I would rather try something and know for sure and like just risk that heartbreak or risk that whatever. I would rather do that than just never do it. But that's like my personality. That's just me. Like he's clearly not like that. He'd rather play it safe or whatever. And there was other things said and like, I'm not going to give all the things, all the things, all the things. But yeah, it felt much more clear and I felt like, okay, like I get it. Like, you know what I mean? You want to, for whatever reasons that are really your business, you want to see about this girl. Like, perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it is so now crystal clear. There's no back and forth. There's no miscommunication. There's no confusion. There's no, like, there's no saying one thing, doing another. There's no anger. There's no like, please don't block me. But then the next morning, you're like, yeah, totally block me. Like, there's no, like, none of this back and forth. I feel like now we laid it out. I feel like he was open and vulnerable back with me, which felt really fucking nice because my experience with this person has not been that. And it's been incredibly frustrating, especially because I'm such an open, vulnerable person. Just, it comes kind of easily to me, which sometimes I feel like is a bad thing. But yeah, it just felt nice to just kind of like have that and just be done with it and, you know, close the chapter. So I felt good about it. And then what happens? You live in a small town and you bump into that person in a restaurant, and then I'm drunk and nothing happened. Okay, nothing happened. But it's just like it opens up, and then, I sent a message like late night. You know what I'm saying? Like booty call energy. And it was just not received. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, oh, I mean, it was received, but it was like received in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, well, it's over now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 8 a.m. Like I don't feel the same way I felt at midnight. Okay. It's 8 a.m. So, and then I was just like disappointed in myself because I'm like, Caroline, you are seriously fucking self destructing in this bitch. You are self destructing. Like, stop it. Like, smack my hand. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do better, bitch. Like, you're just like giving so much of your power away. Like, what are you doing? So I just like wanted to share all of that because you're not the only one. You know what I mean? Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be filled with shame or like embarrassment because like I have enough for everyone, okay? But the thing that I did that I'm going to tell you guys right now that helped me the most into like, because I really do feel released from this situation. I really do. I, energy, human beings hold our energy, our aura expands from our body like 6 feet. Okay. Just like when that police officer came up to me, the state trooper, I could feel his stank assness when he walked by me. I could feel his energy and his whatever fucking hatred he had towards me. I don't know why. I felt it when he walked by. He didn't say a word to me. I knew it. This was the very first second I encountered this man. I knew it was about to be on and popping. Okay. So, if you think about it, if you have sex with someone or if you are sharing an intimate space with someone, you're sharing energy, like you're sharing an energetic cord. You're creating a cord to that person. And I will never forget, I had a healer tell me this. And this was the first go around with this person 5 years ago. And I was like really stuck. I mean, I was like really stuck. Okay. So, like, ladies, I get it. Like, this time I'm not stuck. Like, girl, it was like self sabotaging hot second. Like, I'm good. But like 5 years ago, I was like really stuck. And she told me, she said, Caroline, listen, like your feelings are very valid. Like, it doesn't matter if this man was in your life for 30 seconds, if he just brushed by you, or if 6 months or 6 years, it doesn't matter. Like, there is an energetic cord that gets created, and it is up to you to consciously cut it when you're ready. And like this was 5, 6 years ago. Like, this was way before I ever became, as spiritual as I am and had a spiritual awakening. And like now I wholeheartedly know this shit to be true. I know it is. And, she said that to me and I never really understood. I understood what she meant. And it felt nice to be seen by her, to understand that she really saw my pain. And like, it doesn't matter. Everyone in your life is telling you just to get over it, get over it, get over it. Like, get over him. You're so much better. Like, oh my God, just block him. I can't believe. But people, you have to be patient with people and you have to put yourself in their shoes and like, you just have to be supportive and you have to be a friend and you just have to like let them fall and fall and fall and fall and fall again because it's on their timeline. It's when they need to get over it, they'll get over it. And that really like helped me. It just for her to actually see me and understand and not tell me what to do and just see me and sit with me in the pain that I had was so fucking helpful. And it helped me release so much. And so this time around, I forget what I wasn't even thinking about it, but something came up and I saw something, I saw the word energetic cord and I was like, oh my God, like that's what I need to do. I have to cut the cord. Like, I have to be done with this. There is no future here. There is nothing for me in this relationship with this person. There is nothing there. Okay. Like, you have to make the conscious decision to cut it all the way off, to cut yourself off, to release him, to release yourself. You have to do this because, like, he's not ever going to be woo woo enough to do it. Okay. And that's what I did. Listen, Chat GPT is your best friend. Chat GPT that shit. It gave me the best mantras ever. I was like sitting in my room the other day. I was like crying because I really felt the sorrow, like the grief of like letting this person go. Like, for real. Like, there is no future. There is no hope. There is no, because that's what gets us. Like there's like sometimes that little seed of hope, and sometimes men give you that little seed of hope and it means absolutely nothing, right? Because there's nothing to back it up. There's no action to back it up. But like we as women hold on to that tiny breadcrumb of hope, thinking that they're going to call, or they're going to change their mind and they're going to come running back to you and say, "Oh, I know I made the wrong decision and I did it." Even though he did say that, he probably was making the wrong decision, just FYI. But that's going to be your problem, not mine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that life. I don't want that kind of relationship. I know I don't. I know what I'm worth. I don't want it. You'll never be able to meet me emotionally where I need to be met. Like, you'll never meet me there. I also had a psychic tell me that. She said, "This man around you, he is goofy." He is goofy. He's funny. He's a good time, but he is never going to emotionally fulfill you. Sweetie, that was like 5 years ago. And like, I know that to be true now. Like, I don't need to test anything out anymore. I don't need to like know for sure. I don't need, the J Lo and Ben of it. I don't need to get back into it to watch it just self destruct again. I don't need that, like, cut the cord. Cut the cord. And I'm telling you, just chat GPT that shit. Chat GPT was even like, "Do you want me to give you mantras about, give me so and so's name so that I can give you exact mantras about da 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 da?" Girl, I did it. I sure did it. And I was in my room tearing up and crying because it felt so sad. But you got to go through the grief. Like, you got to go through it. You got to like let the tears go. And listen, for me, it was quick. It was quick because I'm not as invested as I used to be. I don't care. Like, I'm ready to move on and like meet someone wonderful. And I know that that's going to happen for me. Whereas before, I was always doubting. Like, I was always like, it's never going to happen for me. Like, you just get in your head so much about stuff. But like now, this time, it's like, I'm good. Like, I'll cry for a night and like feel sad about it and kind of grieve that like what if life, or like that what if relationship, or it would have been nice. Like, that's real. Like, oh, it would have been nice, you know, mutual friends and stuff like that. And even though that turned out to be a headache, but mutual friends and, like, it would have been a nice life maybe, but it's not for me, you know? And yeah, that's like my number one bit of advice for you guys is to do an energetic cord cutting, because there's just nothing like it. I mean, the next morning after I did that, the next morning I just felt so much lighter. Like, I'm not even being like crazy with y'all. Like, I just felt so free. And I wasn't like anxious. I wasn't ruminating. I wasn't thinking like, well, what if I had said that, or what if I look like this, or like, we are so hard on ourselves as women and we compare ourselves so much to other women. And I just like, none of that was happening anymore. I was just like, I don't care. Like, I am so ready to move on with my life. Like, ugh, I don't want that shit anymore. I don't want it. Like, no ounce of me wants that anymore. And I just feel like that energetic cord cutting really just like knocked it home for me. So, there's loads of things that you can do, y'all. Like, if you really are in just like a toxic situationship, and for me, this is like a little bit more layered just because of who the person is in relation, and like mutual friends, and like obviously I'm still going to be seeing him throughout my life, and like, there's just like no ill will. There's no bad blood. There's no none of that. And like, I hope that that's not what comes across in this episode. It's just more about me and my process and my journey and rejection. And it hurts like a motherfucker. And it's okay to cry. And you don't have to feel stupid or ashamed. Like, even if that person treated you like absolute shit, it's like, that's not your shame to hold. That's their shame. Like, they treated you horribly. That's for them to hold and carry. Like, you can speak your truth. You can say, he rejected me. He did this to me. Like, da da da. Like, do not feel ashamed of that. Do not feel ashamed of that, because that's their own shit to carry. At the end of the day, it really is. So I would say boundaries, you guys. Like, I know it's the tale as old as time. Boundaries, self worth. Like, start doing like journaling about self worth and like start listing out what you want in a man. Listen, like, I don't even have my list. I always carry that thing around with me, and that thing is a mile long, a mile long. Okay, I'm like dead ass serious because it got to a point in life where I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I cannot take another bad one. And thank God I was Saint Sebastian. Thank you, Jesus, because he just restored my faith in men. He's such a good human and treated me so fucking well. So, you know, trust yourself, trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust that anxiety you're feeling, you know, understand that you will get through it. You will get to the other side. If you're stuck in like a really toxic relationship, you're going to get to the other side, and like pick and choose the people who you're around. Be mindful of your peace. Pick those friends that just like sit with you in your hurt and like don't just like tell you what to do and like you need to do this or like kind of make you feel shamed about like going back to someone or you know what I mean? Like, don't be around people that are like that or like, oh my God, I can't believe you're talking to him again or whatever. Like, you don't need to be around that. Like, it's your life. They're your mistakes to make, they're your lessons to learn. And like, sometimes I can vouch for this. Like, I have a hard fucking head. Like, sometimes I got to get knocked upside the head a couple times and like really learn it and like really have my heart hurt to like really get the lesson. So, you know, it is what it is. What do they say? Like rejection is God's protection or something like that. And listen, that shit is so true. It's so true. And I just have faith because like I know that as soon as I shut this shit down and cut these cords energetically and I'm ready to move on, like I am so ready to move on and like meet my person. It's like I have so much faith that that's going to happen to me. It happened to me before in way less time. I met this wonderful human being after I made the conscious decision that nope, I don't want this shit anymore. I'm going to Hawaii. Like, fuck off. I don't want you in my life anymore. Boom. I meet Sebastian. You know what I mean? Listen, I walked into this hotel today and this pilot man who was very attractive turns to me. We're both checking in at the same time and he goes, hi, I'm so and so. What's your name? And I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Caroline. Nice to meet you. And he's like, do you want to get drinks later? I'm like, no. No, I actually don't. Like, I'm so over men at the moment, like at this very moment. I'm just like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? Because like pilots, this is a whole nother thing. Pilots are pilots. And like, listen, he's probably got a wife and 3 kids in California. He probably slipped the ring off right before he walked in the hotel. Like, no, I'm good. I need like a 5 day breather from men. You know what I mean? I just need to like get my bearings straight, get my work life back together. And then you know what? Maybe if you're still at the hotel, we can grab a drink, okay? But other than that, no, not really. No. And I don't think I said no. I think I was like, oh, like maybe I'll just see you around. Maybe, yeah. Maybe. No. Like, but can you help me with my bags though? Thank you. Anyways, so those are some of my tips. Just trust in the redirection. Okay. Trust in the redirection. Let it go. The more you cling on to stuff, the worse it gets. So do not cling on to anybody or anything in life. Let that shit go. Okay. Do what you need to do. Cry your little eyes out for weeks. Okay. Maybe it's months. Maybe it's months. Get into therapy. Like, get a healer. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that you can do to better your life and to better yourself when you know you don't want that shit anymore. And sometimes it takes a minute, okay? And that's okay too. Sometimes you just want to be in the toxicity for a minute. There's going to be something in that toxicity that sends you over the edge that's going to make you say, enough. Okay, now I'm ready. So just be patient with yourself, And I hope my story was helpful. Like I said, I know that there's going to be a lot of people that know this person. So I would just ask you guys to be respectful too to him because, he didn't sign up for a podcast, okay? He could have signed an NDA if he didn't want didn't want his, dirty laundry aired out, but I hope he understands too that this stuff helps people. It helps people move on. Shit, maybe it'll help him. I don't know. So that's the goal. Okay. It's not to like shit talk people and to put people down and all that kind of stuff. It's not at all. It's to help people and to share. And, hopefully some people can find what they need out of my story and like my shit that's going on in my life. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I really do. I am so in just such a better headspace. It's just amazing what changing a location will do for your soul, by the way. That's another tip, girl. Go to Hawaii, book the trip, go by yourself. Just do it. Like, get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? Even like for like 5 days or something like that. It just makes the world of difference. Okay. Just some fresh energy, some fresh people, all the things. Okay. All right, you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. It is so nice to be on here again and to have my little podcast community back. I love you guys so much. You can watch us on YouTube if you want. Don't forget about that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.